Good evening, bandits. How are you guys doing today? Hope everyone is well and traded well today. Pretty good start to the month, in my opinion. I know I don't, like I said yesterday, I'm going to try to do more shows. So, hey, I come to you 2 nights in a row. This is a rarity. I don't know if it'll continue to happen. We'll see. I was planning on doing one tomorrow night, so we'll see. Maybe I forgot to record my screen today. I needed to. But maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But so I got a couple requests in the middle of the day, and then even after the fact, asking me to go over this trade that we did today. So I want to talk about it, and I feel like this is something that I wait for a lot when I'm looking to trade middle of the day or consolidation or a choppy range. And it's 2 days in a row. I think we called something like this out. Oh dang, Twitter actually opened up. I was not here. When did Twitter open up? At the end of the day? Or is that the daily? That's funny. At 3:40, it opened up and went straight. And you just have limit orders. That's hilarious. That was good news today. That was a good day. So with all that, sorry, I got distracted. Hadn't sat down and looked at my charts yet since I left. So 2 days in a row, I've had a play like this, and we've called it out. I think I called it out yesterday, but we've done this, and then I did it today. So I want to review that trade, show y'all how I trade something like this when it happens, so we can, all make money and improve from it. So with that, let's do a trade review show. This is also something I think that I could put in the master video type thing. So, I think this should probably go in there, or maybe this might be a slightly more advanced concept. Y'all let me know what you think. Leave a like or comment in the description about that. Here we go, guys. Got to get more professional with my intros. So today in review, we hit up the name that we always hit. I might as well just change my name to Gator, who only scalps Tesla, even though I do other names. So I had mic issues. For some reason this morning, the mic cut out on me, but I did call this. We called this, I think CT probably called it. Bought the 1 minute break, made money here, went into a chop zone. I don't think anybody heard me on the mic until I don't even know. I don't even know when it was. So we're not going to talk about the morning because it was somewhere in here at 10 o'clock, 15 minutes into the day when I'm like, can anybody hear me? And nobody could. So, and then we came back and we called some stuff. But this is the move that we want to talk about. So post Twitter jump, here personally, I jumped into the violence on this candle. Once we went down and we went up, it was like this. As soon as this popped up and then, went to here, I bought this candle short and did okay. But then after that, we want to talk about the follow through play. And so we were on the mic, we were talking, I think all of us at this point were kind of chatting. And Rose asked, I think I said I was waiting for something. And Rose, I think, asked how I play this. And it was in the middle of it. And I think it was on this candle or the next one. So when I see something like this, and you see this follow through, and you come down, you cut through the 200, let's just say that there's downward momentum, let's say, and you have an idea that it should go lower. Why did we have an idea that it should go lower? Well, Kelly had a target of the 127. So here's your fib. You have your drop down, you have your multiple candles, and you have your first green candle that comes back up. So you have a leg here. Boom, a leg. Sorry. I was hollering. So I was running around with my kids and hollering in my throats like hoarse today. I was playing with them, all good things. But here's your first leg. Consolidation up, your breakdown. Your target here was 144. If you lock it in, it was pretty much exactly 144. Yep, 144 on the dot. My face is in the way, but and I don't think you can see it there over anyway. But this is 144 as the target. Your sorry, this line here, this was the target. So we think it's going there. It came back up. It came up to the 21, and it triggered. So this play is an easier play. Again, excuse me. This play, when like, oh, we're near the 21 and we break down and we start going. Like you actually have candles that go and that are going lower. But how do you play something when it starts doing this and you're like, it should go lower, it's kind of near support. It's like it could bounce and reverse back up into the 50 or the 200 and the 21. This is a 2-minute chart. It could, or it could just go down. I don't know. But I tried it here when it was going to break down. I thought it was going to go, and then it whipped back up against me. And then I got stopped out. And then I tried it on this candle when it was going down here. And I got stopped out because it came back up. I lost 30 cents there. And then I came back here and I lost. And then it was going. And then I got stopped out again for another. And you just do that over and over. And then before you know it, you've given 2, 3, 4, 5 points back. And if you're taking, if you're taking size, that can be a couple grand or a couple $100 that you giving back trying to catch the rest of this move because you're like, oh, it didn't go. Oh, it didn't go. Oh, it didn't go. And you're just trying to buy at the trigger. There's not necessarily anything wrong with buying at the trigger. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say 2 things prior to how I play this. The first thing I do, or that I can do, is this. If you buy here and your target is all the way down here, as long as you don't sell, this doesn't matter because you just let it happen. So the first thing you can do is if you take your setup, which your buy setup, whether it was here, wherever you got in it at, if your target is down here, then you just let this happen. If that was your setup, if that's the way you trade. So now I'm assuming that's not what you're doing, that you want to enter down here. Let's say you miss this. You miss this and you got the FOMO or whatever it is. And you're like, I missed this move. I missed this. I want to catch this. It's going down here. Gator, Kelly, whoever is saying it's going to 144 and that's their target. And I want to get in, but I lost here. I lost here. I lost here. What am I going to do? I don't buy down here, at least with any size most of the time. I definitely don't buy here after it doesn't trigger more than once. So it's like, this candle broke down. Maybe I take this one because it's the first actual breakdown. After this one doesn't work, I'm not doing that again. What I do instead, and here's the other thing really quickly. If you're buying near this trigger and you got in here, you need to have, for a new trader, I don't think you should do this, a wide stop. And you should say, I'm in it. I think it's going down. I'm not in it heavy. My stop is the 200 or something like that. And your stop is back up here because you think it's going to chop around, grind up, and then go lower. You do something like that. That's the second way you can do that. That's also not what I do. This is what I do. Next candle. Is it going to break down or not? I don't know. Once I recognize that the chop's like, oh, it went down, oh, it did this. I also see, notice here, you have a bottom and you have a top. What am I doing? Where am I buying? I am shorting this up here. I know it's dangerous. It's dangerous in a sense because if it doesn't go, it's going to come up to the 21. So I'm doing 2 things here. One, I'm waiting for it to come up and fail. So I'm not going as I'm getting green prints on my level 2, and I wish I recorded this. I'll try to record me doing this in the future and put it on a trade review show. But as soon as it stops catching a bid and it's clear that it's going to go down, I enter here short. And it might be actually here that I'm entering short. But I'm entering as this candle on the 2-minute, or you can look at it on a 1-minute, is going down. It failed to break out. It went through the 2-minute up and it went down. I am then, it's up to you what you do here. If I'm expecting it to be choppy, I sell half or whatever amount down here at the bottom. Because if you do that here, it goes up and then you buy it or you short it up here and it goes back down here and you sell half. If it puts in another green candle, which I think this next one does, you're not going to get stopped out. So I'm here, I buy up here, shorting, it comes down, I sell some of it, and now let's go to the next candle on the 2-minute. it went up some. But this didn't go up that much. You might still think it's going to go down. So this candle probably doesn't stop you out if you entered up here. Now you're probably break even on it. It's like, oh, it's putting in a lower pivot. Maybe the next candle will go lower. But I'm not going to re-enter short here because I still don't know what the next candle is going to do. You know, you've now realized in here after one loss or two losses, for not a lot, hopefully, that it's going to be choppy. So now you entered up here, and now you may or may not still be in this trade, but at minimum, for me anyway, I've probably sold half, or I'm going to be break even on the trade if I lose. And since I got up here, I'm not losing 10 or 20 cents. You know, I'm up 10 or 20 cents in my options, 30 cents in my options down here. So you let this candle play out if you want to. If when it was coming back up, you broke even and you got out, that's fine. Usually if I do get out and it starts going down, I'm more iffy about re-entering because my entry point is up here. It's not down here. Like even if the candle looks like this, my rule says I wait for it to get to the top. If I miss the trade, that's fine. There's going to be more trades. I'm more worried about preserving capital and making an intelligent trade. So I'm leaving this alone, or I'm still in the position, depending on my fills and how I'm doing. And you know, if you took money and you're up 30 cents on the half that you took, and then it's going back up here, you know, you're break even on the trade, you're still green. So maybe you don't get out of it and you say, I'm going to wait, you know, we go back up. Now, look what this candle did. This candle at one point was green and fat up here. It looked like this, but it looked here. You want to know when I shorted it? And this was what I was on the mic and called. And for those of you who are watching this after the fact, you know, leave a like if you're on there and you listened to me and you heard, you know, me call this out. It's like, okay, I'm waiting for it to get right here. Okay, guys, I'm short right now. And I called that somewhere right in here. And that was at the top when it busted through. And this is the reversal hammer that we're looking for. I actually wanted it to hit the 21. I was looking for it to go a little higher, but it doesn't matter because as soon as it was clear and basically it stopped catching that green bid to the upside and you could tell it stopped and then it started going down. I was like, all right, I'm short, looking for the same thing over here. I'm looking for it to retest the bottom and we're going to see what happens. And this one, because this, I actually held this one and I didn't sell at the bottom because what's the difference in this candle and this candle? This one actually broke out and failed. So this actually broke above all the previous candles. And then it instantly got pushed back. And we use the term, like, in the past, like, think of the Civil War, think of Gettysburg, or think of, you know, the Revolutionary War. But Gettysburg, the Confederates on the third day breached the Union line. But then they instantly got thrown back. Did they win? No, they didn't. What happened here? A green candle breached the top of that line, and then it instantly got kicked in the face and sent backwards. So what does that mean? This means now that we actually had a breakout in this reversal hammer that looks different than all these. I'm now expecting this to follow through to the downside. So I'm holding this. So if you didn't get in it up here, you know, this would be the next candle I would say you would be safer to enter on a short when you get this reversal. So if you have an up thrust and you come down and you're a little bit late, that next candle or so, you're a little bit safer to enter on. But we called this out here. That's why I entered it here. I'm entering up here on the fail of the break higher because my stop loss, I know right away if I'm wrong and I know where I might look to get back in, and my 10 or 30 cents, it might just hit and then go, you know, in that direction. So I'm entering my short there. It's important to know when you're doing that, though. And maybe that's something I'll come back to in a second. So let's look at the next play. So this goes down. We look candle by candle. So we go down. We're down here. You could sell some here. You had the explosion you go through. Overall, though, am I afraid of this bar? No, I'm not afraid of this bar. Why am I not afraid of this hammer bar? Could this happen? Could it go back up? Sure. But why not? I'm still green on the trade because I entered up here. If I entered down here, this would scare me. Maybe. Because depending on the confidence in my trade and where I'm at in my trade, this, now I could be flat or red on a trade and I might be scared of losing. If I was in here and I lost here and I lost here and I lost here and I lost here, And then I got in here and I thought it was going to continue going, and then it whips back up. I'm just like, man, I ain't got this. This just mentally, this just stinks. This sucks. Oh, I suck. I'm a bad trader. I'm a horrible person. You know, why can't I do it? Everybody else, blah, 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 blah. But I'm up 40, 50, 60 cents on this trade here. Maybe I've taken profits, and now I'm letting the trade work. We're now actively in this downtrend. Like, we haven't retaken. This isn't a green candle. It's still on the bottom end of this. You know, if the next candle breaks out green, maybe we get out, or we make the 8 our stop, something that give it a little bit of room. But we're looking for that continuation. We have a target based on this fib. We're on our way to that target. We're in an active sell-off. We ledged, we failed to break higher, and now we're going down. What's it telling us? We caught a little bit of a bid at the bottom of the last at your low. That's expected. You also have this ascending trend line here that you kind of caught a bit at. So we're just going to watch the next candle and see how it develops. Oh, look at that. Look what that hit. What's this candle at? 204.03, 3 cents off target. The next candle. I think the difference in this, I think this was like a 2-point play on the options maybe that I was trading, the at the money 250s. I don't remember exactly. And that was the play. And now you hit target, and now you're, you know, from up here to down here, that's a point, 2 points in your options. Playing at the money options on a Tuesday. So, and I think the next candle follows through. Yeah, we have that. So then we go through the target. You know, we get out some more here. I think because of the level of volatility, I think I let these go a little bit more. But yeah, there you go. So what was I looking for? How did I play it? I noticed as soon as this candle failed that we were, you know, I'm not going to take the next breakdown. I do this all the time because I don't like doing that. I wait for it to come back up here. I go down. Hey, what up, Ralph? Yeah, it was pretty good. That's pretty good, Jay. This was a fun drop. I know it was easy to get hurt in it. I didn't take outside size, but so we're here. We're at the top. We're at the top. So we're not buying at the bottom, creeping up that toxicity. We know what happened. We're not in aggressive scalp. We're not up here in the mindset of like, oh, dive into the violence. We're sitting back. We talked about this last night on the show last night. What's the market telling me? What are we doing? We have a target. Okay, we have a fib line. We have a target. Look at this. Here's your pivot, lower pivot, high. We're not coming up higher. Lower pivot. We came down, we went up. Lower pivot. We failed to break higher. We're so weak, we didn't even test the 21. We instantly go down and break down. Yeah, we put in a hammer. Who cares? It's not a green. It's not going above this. If it does, maybe I'll get out. But I'm green on the trade because I entered up here because I can see what it's doing and what's happening. So yes, it could go this way. It could go this way. I'm looking at this. There's my entry. There it is. Let the trade follow through. Take some profit down here at the bottom. Take half off. You know, when you get to, you know, the bottom of the previous pivot somewhere, take half off, a third off, whatever it is. Let the rest run so this little pop-up doesn't scare you. The next candle opens up, instantly just drops. We absolutely smash this. Options, I think, go, you know, I think point or two from entry. And then we follow through a little bit more, and I was done. I had a massive headache this afternoon. I don't even know why. I think I was just like, I was sitting here. I didn't have my glasses on, the blue light glasses and whatever else. Everything was fine. Like, I was just like, I was hungry. I hadn't ate yet because I was literally about to go eat. I put the kids down, and then I was like, I was looking at this. I had this fib line drawn, actually, and I was about to short Tesla. Like, so I had, let's take this off. As this went up, I'll tell you how close I was to probably having maybe, I don't know, I'm not going to say a 6-figure day, but I was looking at shorts right here when this trend line hit, and I wasn't going to go light. And I drew this fib line, and I had my puts loaded up. And, oh, dude, I was like, because this is the top of this line to the top of this line. I was like, I wonder. And I was like messing around with some stuff. I was like, I wonder if we break lower. Like, you know, we're at the top here, 55.16, you know, 55. I wonder if we hammer off here, if I get a reversal. I'm going to take 30 puts if it kind of we go down. And at minimum, I'm going to play it back to the 21. This candle started popping, And I had puts loaded. I had just dropped this line, and I'm like, okay, here you go. It went through it. I went down to like I'm like, okay, it's there. All right, I'm looking, and it happened so fast. I loaded up my puts, and then this was right here. If I would have been like 2 to 3 seconds quicker to this plan, I'm grateful that I was looking for puts, because that's how I caught the second move here, and I waited for this candle to go. I don't play the first candle. Waited for the second candle to close and played that one. I almost never play the first candle in that. I look for the follow through. But oh man, like this drop, I was like partially FOMO kicking myself. And then when I heard what the news was, I'm like, wait for the candle to close, wait for the candle to close, wait for the candle to close. Waited for the candle to close, jumped in it, and scalped some of this. It was whippy and very dangerous. Very dangerous, but had a decent day. When it got choppy around here, I left it alone. You know, we were down here, we were through the 200. It needs to come back up to the 200. I think I took a loss here, a small loss here when it hit the 200. I'm like, let's just wait for the 21 to come in. I personally didn't trade this because I said I'm waiting for the 21 to come in. Once we came closer to the 21, we started breaking down. I think here, when we were below the 200, I don't remember if I called a put there. I did, actually. I think I did. Y'all can correct me. Throw a comment if that's not the case. But yeah, I know I took it short. I think I called it. And because we were below the 200, 2-minute 200, took that short some into the pivot, got out. And then I tried this short and lost on it. And I think I might have tried one more and lost. I'm like, okay, no, I didn't try another one and lost. I lost on this one, and then I lost when this one broke down, like 20 cents each time. And I was like, okay, no. We're going to wait. And then I just waited. And then on like this candle or this one, I started on this candle. I think Rose asked me, and I said, wow, this is what I do. It's happening right here. Buy the short, wait. Now you're green. All right, I'm just going to get out of it. This one starts popping back up. You know, you had a 30-cent win. All right, here's our hammer that we were asking for. And then boom, boom, and you came to target. And remember, our target came from our fib. We have a reason we're taking this trade. We have a target in this trade. This isn't anything just in out of the blue that we're just like, oh, you know, you just had this random, like, this was the target. This was the trade idea. This is what we were looking for to hit. You can get chopped up in this. You can take it from up here, and you can say, okay, we're below the 200. I entered it here as we broke the 200, and I'm not getting out of it unless I get stopped out, and it comes all the way back up here, or it hits target. Great way to trade it. If you missed that trade and you didn't take it, or you just like taking money and you don't want to get whipped out, and you know maybe your plan doesn't call for that, and you got out here, and now you don't want to give it back, and you're waiting. What do you wait for in something like this? I wait for a breakout to fail. Something like this. I buy at the top of the range, and I just sell in the middle or towards the bottom and make 20 cents, sell half, make 10 cents, stop out, break even on the other half, or a small loss, so I'm not taking 20, 30-cent losses on failed breakdowns. And for those of you who don't know, 20 or 30 losses can be $200, $300, $300. A 30-cent loss with 30 contracts is $900. So, you don't want to take 3 or 4 losses of $900 in the middle of the day. So, what up, Con? So that's how I play these. When you're in an active sequence in a direction and you're in a consolidation, I pick one direction. I don't play both directions. I say, I think this is going down. This is my reasoning for it going down. I am waiting for a buy signal for me to get it, for a failed breakout at the top of the range, and then I'm going to take it short. And if it's just in the middle sitting here, and let's say you had a few candles here, I ain't messing with that. If it's just chopping around, like let's pretend this is it. Let's pretend the same thing's happening here. And let's say, okay, I bought this breakdown, and then it came back up and I got out. I'm like, okay, it didn't instantly trigger and go lower, so now what? I need to wait for it to get to the top of these first 2 candles. So where's my buy point on the second one? My buy point is, of course, the 21, but on this little consolidation zone, you buy this breakdown, same thing as opposed to this. Now we're up here, you buy this breakdown. Maybe you make some, maybe you don't. Maybe you sell into the 200, maybe it pops up and you break even. Like, okay, where's my re-entry? My re-entry isn't for me, other than below the 200 is always the re-entry. But your re-entry, if you're looking to scalp it, isn't the next breakdown, because this could break down and chop back up. For me, it's, okay, here's the top of the range. Here's the top of this range. I want it to hit the 21 or come up to it and hammer into it. All right, we're up here. We're pretty close. Next candle opens up. You know what? I'm going to buy the close of this candle or something like that. Or, I'm going to buy the top of this range. I'm going to short up here because this is where I think it's going to come down at. You already have the top of your range put in on this, and then we broke down. So now you have the top, the pivot, if you would, of that range. So I'm looking for it to get back to that range to short. So then once it's up here, if it fails, I might get in here. I'm not getting chopped out here because it doesn't go up, or I give myself room to the 21. It's easier to give yourself room to the 21 when you're buying up here and you say, you know what, as long as it doesn't break the 21, I'm going to stay short, and that's not a big loss. This is a much bigger loss when the options are as volatile as they are. So I'm buying at the top of the range. Boom, boom, boom. There's your pivot. You're high. You had a trigger that went lower into the 200, went up, failed to break out above that pivot after hitting the 200, failed to test the 21. More than likely, you're going to go lower at this point. You begin to break down. If you get it here, who knows what it does? Closes below the 200, easy short. But for the sake of this works here too. It even works, technically speaking, up here. Like if I'm looking at this, and I wouldn't be playing this short, but if I was looking at this short and I was like, well, where do I want to play it short and where do I want to play it long? Well, look here, if I want to throw that's a horizontal line from something else, but if I want to throw that up, all right, where is it not breaking up? So if we're up here, we're here. Where would I, and then let's see, where would you want to short it at? The 21 would be your short, your long. So then you would have, for me, something like, you'd have something like this. I'd actually say that line is actually pretty decent down here. Consolidation on the 21, wait for it to break higher, would be it here. Tougher range, but same thing here. I wouldn't be longing into the top here personally. I'd be looking for it to come back into the 21. So you have like a pattern set up here where you went up, tested highs, consolidated into the 21, tested. I'm not buying the breakout personally. You can if you want to. But if I was like waiting, I wouldn't even be buying this breakout. I'd be waiting for it to come back in to test lower, come back into this range, and then bounce off of the previous range. And I would be buying down here somewhere as opposed to buying up here. That's generally how I do some of that stuff. This is consolidation and grind up, so I wouldn't even play this at all. So this isn't really a great, like I did 0 trades in here. This isn't really what I do. This is more what I do. And that's how I look at this. And when I start seeing this happen and a failed 2-minute breakdown that should have taken us slower to target, didn't. All right, now we're consolidating. Okay, this is 2-minute chart, so this is like 10 minutes of sitting here. All right, so I know we're consolidating. We're not breaking down. We're not really breaking higher. We're not really breaking down. We're not really breaking higher. All right, we open up at the top of the range. We fail. All right, I short. That's how I play these, just to repeat myself like 10 times for the sake of, no reason. Chop around, we do this. I actually, and here's an interesting other little bit of tidbit for those of you who kept on, how do you know when a move is done? Yesterday's low, into yesterday's low here. Sorry, not low, yesterday's close. Hammer into it, increasing volume compared to what there had been. Reversal. Let's jump to the 15-minute chart. Look at this 15-minute turnaround. You had a turnaround here, but it failed to break out. The difference here is your turnaround broke out. So you have a breakout. So once you're in an active like reversal sequence, so we tested the bottom. We got a buyer here. We're going higher. All right, so now we look at the 2-minute. We know we're in a reversal. What am I looking for now? For those of you who've known these things, we're above the 21. We didn't 21 and halt and go down. So some of you may have took in this short and got stopped out. You came up, you went down. You never broke down, so this wasn't a short. There's never a trigger here. But if you ran it, you easily could have taken some losses in here, especially on this hammer. But you come up, you're above the 21. There's your fib. You're right in the 21, a little higher low, higher low. You break out, and there's your 127. So easy little fib there. Reversal on the 15-minute. Wait for the bar to get above the 21. I only know this because I came in here and actually took this one, so I'm just kind of calling it out. It actually goes to the 161, but there's a target back to the top of this range where this consolidation happened. So now we consolidate in that same area for a while, go a little bit higher back into the 200. That's fine. So yeah, that's the trade review. That's what I did. That's look through it. I'm not playing Monday morning quarterback. We called that live. We did that live. And that's how I always trade those. If you're sitting there and you're seeing the chop, that's what I'm thinking about and looking at. I don't play both directions. I pick a direction, generally speaking. and where I think it's going to go based on other things like, what is happening on the chart overall, my fib line, all this other stuff. Sometimes just what Kelly says. And he's like, because at first I think I had it drawn here, and then he was like, his target's different, so I drew it here. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And so you could tell it's in that line. You trust the move. You trust the thing. You wait for your setup, which is this hammer, this failed breakout, inverse hammer, reversal, shooting star, whatever you want to call it, and then active sell setup to the target. Go a little bit lower to day lows. I know most people thought we were going to go to yesterday's close. That was a good target too. That is where we ended up going. Reverses, if you're just talking through the chart, 15-minute reversal candle, breakout actually follows through as opposed to right here. Comes back into the 21, hits the 21, your next 2-minute breakout, green takes red right there, goes to target. So that's the trade. That's how I think about it. That's how I talk through it. That's how I made it. That's why I called it out. And for the future, when you guys are looking at that kind of stuff, if you see it and you see that kind of stuff happening, I don't know if it'll help. Let me know if it helps. And if you like this and all that kind of stuff, don't forget to leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff. It does help the channel out. It does let people know that, we do this, recommends the channel to other people. And, we are trying to grow. I am considering doing some stuff on the rum in the future. So I might actually start doing like live videos and stuff and throwing it up over there. So, because you don't have to have 1,000 followers over there. Did Kelly jump on that powerful red clearing bar at 12:04 on Tesla? I was at work. 12:04. 12:04. This one? To the upside or downside? 12:06. This is news. This was Elon agreed to buy Twitter. So yeah, he jumped into it somewhere. We all probably might have. It's important when you catch a move like this to instantly change your mindset. You guys talk about mindset. You talk about giving back your day, getting toxic, being up like you pick a number that's big for you and going red that amount. This move will do that to you. 100% of the time. This move can do that to you. As soon as I catch a move like this on a violent short or long on something like this, I instantly, after that win, am reset. It's like, boop, done. No more like aggression and going down. Now it's zooming out. Oh, dude, these options were all over the place. Now it's zooming out. It's timing my entries. Like, this breakout, this next candle failed breakdown, like the failed breakout, this is a 15-minute candle close here, I believe. This failed breakout I shorted into the 200, but and then you come back up here. Like, it's timing my entries after that. I'm not aggression. I don't care that I was looking at it here and I went down here and my options were up, a point from when I was looking at them, and I would have made another 4-figure, whatever it is. And then it went down and now it's doing this. And now I got in it right here and then I lost and it went back up and I tried to get in. I'm just picking randomly. The aggression happens early and then it's technical. You have to reset emotionally, whether you made money or lost money in the initial move. You reset and play it technically. That mindset has to be instant or you're done for the day and you're going to lose. If you can't do that, don't trade it. If you can't do that, wait for the consolidation and the slower play later, which was this play, and I thought were fairly easy to catch, I think, and to let play out. So, relatively speaking. All that being said, tomorrow, very excited. Look at this consolidation here going into, look at this tight box here for the sell-off in Tesla tomorrow. Looking at all the names, we are much more compressed than we have been. I am quite happy with where we're at and with what could happen tomorrow. We basically gapped up and stayed flat all day, with the exception of had a little bit of a sell-off midday and then went down. I don't know if we rally. I don't know that Tesla does. It probably doesn't. I think we might get a nice massive sell-off in Tesla soon. Who knows? But other than that, the market itself seems to be in a slight short-term rally. We'll see what's up. These haven't held up at all. I don't have general faith that they're going to hold up now, especially not long-term. So hopefully we'll get some good put opportunities. JR and stuff is out, I think, the rest of this week, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm sure some people got retcon. But let's let's get it. We'll get it tomorrow. We'll come in. I think we're going to have a good day tomorrow. Market looks like it's shaping up pretty nice. I'm excited about where it's at. I'm excited with how I've been trading and how this quarter has gone this so far, and only 2 days into October. So we'll see what's up, guys. But yeah, that's the trade review. That's why I called it out. That's why I took that. And in consolidation moves like that, that's almost always what I'm looking for. I'm usually in choppy action, not looking to buy the breakdown. If it breaks down, I miss it. I'm waiting for it to get to where it's a failed breakout and it's confirming the move, and then I have a wider range. A lot of times that's what I'm doing. But there is some finesse in that. So I'm not just saying go in and every time you see something, just buy the opposite direction of where the stock at. You really have to trust what you're doing. And if you just go and you start buying the opposite of every candle, you're going to get destroyed. So be careful. Try to understand what I'm talking about. And and obviously I'm not giving you advice, trading advice or anything like that. You do whatever you want to do. Be intelligent with it. Don't listen to me. I'm just here for entertainment purposes and all that fun stuff. But yeah. Watch that. Think about it next time when you're watching something, you're waiting for a range or something to set up. So I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Have a good night. I'll see you first thing in the morning, 9 a.m. for the show in Discord. And then 9:30, we'll hit it. We'll hit the market. We'll trade intelligently. We'll rob our train, rob the market, take our money, and head out. So have a great evening, guys. Like, share, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Notifications, all that.